Okay, last one. Again, these are totally just suggestions. You don't have to do these the way that I do them, but I find that this is the easiest way. I'll also show you the end of what my dump sheet looks like whenever I'm done with it. Like, I don't make them this big. Um, but as long as you are organized and you know where everything's going, you're going to be totally fine. Also, I'm just now learning how to do the liver and the gallbladder and pericardium and Sanjiao, so this will be a learning experience for both of us and how to kind of fit these in where they go. But it's just the same exact principle as before. The low and the she clefts always fit within the star chart. And they're always somewhere in there that's really predictable. So if you have no idea what you're doing, at least you know that the hussy points are on the elbows and on the knees, or they're around the elbows and the knees, and then you can fit in your she clefts and your lows around those twos. Those two ideas. Also, remember that your yuan source point and your yang organs always has to have a 4 in it, so that's super easy to remember as well. And then, yeah, you'll be able to figure it out. It's really not too terrible once you kind of go over it and over it. Like myself, I might listen to this video that like I'm making just because this is my specific thought process that I follow. So let's look at pericardium and Sanjiao and see if it's the same way. I have looked at them already, but I'm pretty sure that it's pretty similar. Again, make sure that you're not just blindly copying what's on the phone numbers, because it is different. It mixes up your yin and your yang organs, and you want to make sure that your yin organs are always on the top and your yang organs are always on the bottom. So again, what I'm going to do, I'll show you, is I'm going to draw 4 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to label them correctly. So our more yin organ is going to be a pericardium. Then we have Sanjiao. Excuse me. Excuse me. Hold on. Next we have our liver. Okay, so our liver is our yin organ. And then we have our gallbladder, which was our yang organ. Before I do anything else, I write in my low she, LX. I remember it's the opposite of XL, like extra large, but on ours it's going to be LX, 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 LX. So by the end I have, these empty stars that kind of like match each other on their channels. Okay, so pericardium, Sanjiao, gallbladder, and liver. Make sure that your yin organs go on the top and your yang organs go on the bottom. So the first thing I'm going to do is start with pericardium. Pericardium is super similar to heart, almost exactly the same except for a couple of numbers. So we know that the Jingwell point of the pericardium is 9, so it's going to go right across the top, 987, just like all of the other ones, or just like the heart. And then the next point is going to be 5 and 3, so 987, 5, 3. But our low and our she cleft are fit in there pretty nicely. So our low point is going to be 6, and our she cleft point is going to be 4. So the way that I remember this, because pericardium is just beautiful, is 9, 8, 7, and then our low point is 6, so I draw a little star right here to notify me that there is a point that goes there, and then it's 5, and then another star would be 4, and then 3. So pericardium is super easy. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. And 6 and 4 are going to be your low and your she cleft. Perfect. Beautiful. So pericardium is really easy. Next is Sanjiao. So if also I forgot to circle my Jingwell, always circle your Jingwell so you don't get confused. And then I put my yuan source point, which is always the shoestring point. I stick it in the middle, which was 7 as well. All right, so if we know that Pericardium starts at 9. Our Sanjiao is going to start at 1 because it's going to start at the beginning of the channel because it's the opposite. It's going to start at the bottom right. It's going to be 1, 2, 3 because your first 3 are generally on a line. 1, 2, 3. Your yuan source point always has to be a 4. So you just say 1, 2, 3, 4 goes in the middle. Our low point is 5, which is really nice. I'm going to put a little star over on the side. I'll show you in a second. And then we have 6 and 10. Sorry. Okay, so we're going to start here with our Jingwell point, which is 1. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then our low point is 5. Next would be 6. And then our next low point, which goes right here, is going to be, you guessed it, 7. And then our next one is going to be 10 because Sanjiao, the hussy is always at the elbow or the knee. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 goes in the middle, 5 is your low, 6 is the top, 7 is your she cleft, and then you have 10 over on the side. So the only one you really have to remember is 10 on the side. Perfect. Okay, next is liver and gallbladder, and then you'll be completely done with all of the channels. Again, I said I like it this way because whenever I look at Robert's chart and I have to fill it out, I can look at everything and say, like, okay, the first line is lung, and he wants Jingwells, and I make sure that those are all in order. And then I just start at my circle, and then I go around, and then I have my lows and my she clefts already labeled so that he can't, like, I can't, it doesn't matter what order he puts it in because it's already in the correct order on my sheet. Or it's not necessarily in an order, it's just like in my chart that I just have to pick it out. So it's really hard for you to trip up and put in the wrong numbers. Okay, so lastly is going to be liver, gallbladder. Liver is our yin organ. And so we're going to start at the left side of the star. And liver's Jingwell point is 1. So we're going to just follow exactly like normal, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and then our yuan source point is the same as our shoestring, which is 3. And then the next points on our star would be 4. So it's, the liver's actually really easy. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it doubles to 8. And then our low connecting points are super easy. They are 5 and 6. Low is 5, she is 6. So we have 1, 2, 3. 3 goes in the middle because it's our yuan source point. 4, 5, 6, and then we're just going to skip 7. So I draw like a little line right there, like star, star. These are just things that I do like while I'm writing it out to help me. I have a dry erase board, which I think is super helpful because you can just write it and rewrite it and rewrite it and erase it. So 1, 2, 3, yuan source 3, 4, 5, 6, low she, 5, 6, skip 7, and then 8. Or you can think about doubling 4 and putting it over here as 8, 2, and then your low and she are going to be right after 4, 5, and 6. Beautiful. Okay, next is gallbladder, which has a lot of numbers, I mean like high numbers on it, but don't let it freak you out. It's super easy again. So we just start at the Jingwell of the gallbladder, which since our Jingwell of liver was 1, make sure that you're always circling that so you know where you are. Since it was 1, our gallbladder is going to be on the opposite side, the very end of the channel, and the last one is gallbladder 44. So we're going to go back in succession the back way. So it's going to be 44, 43. And then this one is tricky because it does skip. So put a big star next to gallbladder. It is the only one that skips. So this one goes 44, 43, 41, and then 40. So this is our Jingwell right here, 44, 44, 43, 41, 40. And then our top two are going to be, or our top one is 38, and then it goes to 34. And then our low and our she cleft. So this one is a little bit different because our low and our she cleft are going to fall in between these two right here. So it's going to go 44, 43, 41, 40, 38, and then our low points are 37 and 36. So they follow, so what I would think is like right after the top of the star, they start to follow immediately after 38, 37, 36, and they skip 35, and then they go down to 34. So I'd probably just draw like a couple of stars right here to denote my low and my she, 38, 37, 36, blank, which would be 35, and then 34. And then that gives you the completed star chart for liver and for gallbladder. Yeah, so then you know that all your yin organs are on top, all of your yang organs are on the bottom. By the time you're finished, this is what my completed, I'm sorry, Zach is like scratching around all over the bed. This is what my completed dump sheet looks like just for the star chart. I have other things like I usually put the back shoes on there, any other like special points that he wanted us to know. So I put all of it in one sheet that looks like this. I draw it really small. But you can see it's like lung, large intestine, and you can see like I even messed up right here. Like I put stomach, spleen, but just make sure that all your yin organs are always on top. So spleen, stomach, heart, small intestine, kidney, bladder, pericardium, Sanjiao, liver, gallbladder. And I know we get more than one piece of paper, but usually I like to do it all like this because then it's all completed. And then I put like any of my extraneous information here, like my back shoe points, front move points. I think for this test we need to know a lot of the back shoes. But mostly I'm going to focus on getting the star chart down so that you can complete the entire sheet and get all of your extra points, and then focusing on any extra points that do things that are not local or anything different. So that's my plan. Hopefully this helped. If not, completely ignore it. Do things your way. I just think that it was easier for me to learn it like this just because it wasn't so hard for me to piece things across the way. Also, I write little notes to myself like backward low she here, like on heart and small intestine. They go backwards on the stars than before. So this is one that I had actually made as practice, and then it usually comes out to look something pretty similar to that. So if there's anything else you want me to explain or anything else you have any questions about, let me know, and I would be more than happy to help. And you are not alone. We're all stressed out, and good luck on your tests tomorrow.